And I want to introduce our guest today, Michael Di Maio. He's the founder of New Focus, New Jersey. He's a financial coach and a professor at Somerset Christian College, and also is involved in a certified biblical stewardship series, which he's going to talk more about. But let me welcome Michael. Michael, thanks for coming in this morning.
Thank you, Glenn. Thanks for having me. It's really good to be here. Looking forward to the opportunity to talk to the audience on the theme of stewardship, a very uncommon theme that people don't talk about today.
That's true. That's true. Well, Mike, let's start off with telling the audience a little bit about yourself. I mean, my background is business. I've been in business all my life, and that's why I'm sitting here. And I'm doing my best to find out what God wants me to do and where He wants me to go. And it's a daily struggle, as you know, or I should say a daily journey. But let's talk about you. Tell us about Michael.
Well, my background is also business, Glenn. I worked 24 years in corporate America, working with AT&T and Lucent Technologies, two companies that are, I'm sure, very familiar to the audience. Local here in New Jersey, national in scope, and of course worldwide with the services that AT&T and Lucent provide. So I was fortunate enough in 2001 to receive a early retirement package, which pretty much freed me up since then. It's going on 10 years now this coming July, to work on my second career, and that's working on biblical stewardship issues and financial matters. I've always been a student of Larry Burkett. When I was in the corporate world, I always liked to listen to Larry and compare financial wits with him. He used to run Crown Financial Ministries and Christian Financial Concepts before that. He always had a radio station pretty much anywhere in the country that you wanted to listen to.
Yes, I used to listen to many of the shows.
And I developed a fondness for listening to him, listening to his advice, and like I said, try to compare wits. And then when I found myself with early retirement, I said, wow, what a great career, second career to pursue in following in the footsteps of Larry, who's, as you know, is no longer with us these days. Right, yeah. So I signed up with Crown Financial Ministries, became a financial coach, seminar trainer, and a coach, a trainer of coaches for people who wanted to do some financial coaching, and tried to bring the ministry into the local area here. And one of the things that we found in the early days is that New Jersey is pretty much wide open. Crown has a small presence here. Dave Ramsey, who does this ministry as well, he's got a small presence, but really a lot of fertile fields here waiting for harvest. Right. And New Jersey's really a key state where the harvest is ripe, but the workers are few. So we jumped right in and got started.
And there's so many people, so you could reach so many people with such a short drive, too. I mean, it's so densely populated, and exactly. I'm glad you're on this mission, because it's something that's like I said to start the show, every single person needs to listen today, because this is important stuff. So let's go back just a little bit, Michael, and you started with a science degree in mathematics, and then later you got a technology degree, a master's in technology. How did you transition from there to finance?
Yeah, that's a great question, and you can see the Lord's hand in it all the way. Of course, it's easier to see it now when you're looking back. But my degree in math was really just a basic love of numbers. Larry Burkett, I believe, used to say that his favorite book in the Bible was the book of Numbers. So, but I had just a fondness for numbers, and that led me down a path in science and AT&T and working in those types of fields. And then as I progressed in my career at AT&T, I found myself moving in a direction of running some of the smaller business units, being a product manager, being responsible for the financial profit and loss, the investments, what research we were going to invest in next. And I really saw myself moving down into this profit and loss financial arena, and then found myself actually in the actual CFO organization, working some of the business issues that the company and my business unit was facing. So I've been I started with the math degree, and I've been kind of moving in this business direction as the career progressed through its 24 years.
Now, of course, there's the old adage, the grass is always greener on the other side, and I find a lot of people in corporate are often saying, you know what, I want to take that leap into owning my own business. So you made that transition. Let's touch on that a little bit. You went from this corporate America, corporate giant, obviously, and for whatever reason took a retirement and went into business, started your own business. So tell us a little bit about that transition.
Sure, and that, for me, it was a little bit of a leap of faith, because it was one of my favorite words in the Bible. I found myself suddenly retired from AT&T and Lucent, and what am I going to do next? And it wasn't an immediate transfer to starting this financial ministry. It was really a lot of small steps. I got involved, as you mentioned earlier, with the Certified Financial Planning curriculum and worked in that, and that was really a good broad-based education for helping people with personal finances. And then I moved into that, and I signed up with Crown Financial Ministries. I wanted to find out what that was all about. Became a personal budget coach and helping people with their household budgets, and boy, the CFP work was valuable there. And then as we moved forward, we saw the need, as I mentioned before, in New Jersey being ripe for harvest, and just jumped into it. And we were hooked up with a national ministry out of Michigan called New Focus at the time, and we just basically started a branch office in New Jersey. So we called it New Focus, New Jersey.
There you go. Well, we're going to talk more about that once we come after the break. But it's good to see that you went, from college you went into a field that was very unique and got involved in corporate America and went through a transition and ended up in your own business. And there's so many people that need to hear about those things out there, because there's a lot of people out there in transition today. I love what you said about suddenly, because so many times people find themselves suddenly in circumstances that they were not aware of. And there's two ways to look at that. You can look at that as a brick wall, or you can look at that as a great opportunity. And obviously, you looked at it as a great opportunity. You're listening to Tandem Radio Live. This is your host, Glenn DeLakin, along with Michael Di Maio today. And he's the founder of New Focus, New Jersey. And he's a financial coach, a professor at Somerset Christian College, and much more. And we're going to talk more with him after the break. Stay tuned. You're going to want to get your pens and pads out, because there's a lot of great information in today's show that can help every single person who's listening today, because God wants us to be good stewards of our money. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Jesus talked a lot about money when he was on this earth, and for rightful reasons. Obviously, it was an important part of not only life back then, but today as well. And most people get a bent perspective on finances. And today, hopefully, we're going to answer some questions and certainly provide you with a resource, someone to tap into in the future when you need that kind of information. You're listening to Tandem Radio Live. This is Glenn DeLakin here every week, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget, tandemradio.com. You need to check that out. You'll find a link to Michael's website there, and so much more information, past guests, and so much that we have coming up. We have some new opportunities coming up for business owners and so forth, so you're going to want to be tied in and stay close. Tandem Radio Live. Glenn DeLakin here, your host. We'll be back right after these messages. Stay tuned, because it's good stuff coming up.